Okay, so before looking at practice quiz 4, let's do a brief lecture uh, on scatter plots. So a scatter plot is a two-dimensional data visualization technique that uses points to represent values obtained for two or more variables, one plotted on the x-axis, one plotted on the y-axis. A scatter plot gives a visual way to see any relationship between two variables. Okay, so now let's take a look at practice quiz 4 number 1. Okay, so here's practice quiz 4 question 1. So we're given this data set right here, and when referred to as the Facebook survey sample, the first column, 1 means yes, 0 means no. So in the first column here, the 1 would mean, so suppose you're asking a person, do they have Facebook? If they say yes, you put a 1 here. If they say no, you put a 0 all the way down. So the first person here has a Facebook account, the second person does not, this third person does, and so forth. In the gender column, we're going to let 1 equal female, so this is a female here, and 0 equal male, so that's male, male, female, 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 male, male, female, female. Okay, so the question asks us to make scatter plots by sex, so male versus females, for ages versus friends, for those in a Facebook survey sample who have a Facebook account. Okay, so we're looking for the ones that have a Facebook account. So, for example, this person has a Facebook account, so let me underline that one. So that person is female, so let's highlight that one, say in yellow. Let's see, this is another female here, these two in a row here, put those in yellow also. And then it's male, male. The last two are they have Facebook and they're female. Let's do those in yellow also. And let's do the men in a different color here. Let's see. So this person doesn't have Facebook, so we won't count those because we're just looking at scatterplot friends, ages versus friends, sorry, in the Facebook example who have Facebook accounts. So I would not include that one because that's a 0. But I include this one, that's a male. Or, yeah, a male. So let's make that color, say green for the males. And this person not at Facebook, this one does, and it's a male, these two here. Still in green. Okay, so now, so let's start listing these order pairs, these points that we're going to have to graph. So I got the men and women here. So I'm going to say like this, curly bracket, in parentheses. So let's look at the men are in green here. So we have ages and friends. So ages is going to be on the X, friends will be on the Y. So the first point is 46, 60 here. So 46, 60. Next point would be 22, 40. So I'm doing age and then friends would be 22, 40. Next point would be 18, 25. And that's it for the men's. So I got this point 46, 60, 22, 40, 18, 25. Let's do the women's order pairs next, the points. So the first point would be 34, 100. Then we'll have 29, 80. Then we'll have 21, 60. Then we'll have 42, 150. 42, 150. And then 52, 200. Okay, so there's my order pairs for our scatter. We're going to be using these in our scatter plot. Okay, so let's do the scatter plot for the men guys first here. So let's do that. So I have the data here. I just changed the order of the order pairs. I have it so the smallest values starting first will be 18, 25, 22, 40, 46, 60. Just rearrange the order pairs. So the first component is representing the ages. The second component is representing the number of friends. So let's do a graph here. So I'm going to have ages going this way, friends going this way. So let me do that. Okay, so I've made a graph. I've put friends on the y and ages on the x. And I'm going by increments of 10 all the way up here. And increments of 10 over here also. So let's graph the first point, the 18, 25. So it'll be 18 for the age, 25 for number of friends. So 18 would be about there. Then you go up to 25. 25 is about there. So it would be here a point. So that's our first point. And the next point is 22, 40. So 22 is about there, say. Then up to 40. About there. And then last one is 46 on the friends. So 46 is about there somewhere. Then up at 60. So about here, I guess. Okay, so that would be the scatter plot for the men. Let's now do the scatter plot for the women. Okay, so here's my woman's points here. So let's graph those. I'm gonna move these points around. So put the smallest one first. So it'll be to the 2160 first. Then we'll do the 2980 next. Do the 3400. Okay, it's fine there. Okay, it looks like it's in order there now. So okay, now let's do a graph of these guys. Okay. So here's my woman's points down here. So we're going to do a graph similar to this one. This is the men's one up here. So let me do a graph here. Again, friends going this way, ages going this way. So doing that, we get then. Okay, so I've made friends on the y, ages on the x again. Here I'm going by increments of 20 all the way up. I need to go up as far as 200 because that's the biggest friends one we have here. In ages, I have to go all the way up to 60, say, going by increments of 10 because our biggest age is 52. Okay, so let's start graphing these. So the first one's 21, 60. So 21 friends, 21 age, 60 friends. So 21 is about there, then going up to 60. So about here. That'll be your first point. So we've done that one. Then we need 29, 80. So 29 just about at 30 there. Then up at 80. About here. Done that one. Then 34, 100. So 34 is about halfway there or so. Up at 100. Okay, got that one. Then 42, 150. So 42 is about here. Up at 150. So there's that's 160. So it'd be halfway in there. About that height. And we're at 42. So about here. This one. And then 52, 200. So 52 all the way up at 200. So here. This is the woman's data here. So this will be the scatter plot for the woman. Okay, so I've done the two scatter plots, the ages versus friends for men and the ages versus friends for women. So you can see here that these 3 points on here, these 3 points on this men's one, they almost line a line here. Because I guess your best fit line would be about there maybe. But these ones over here aren't quite on line, but the best fit line would be maybe in there somewhere. So we're going to learn ways to find this best fit line. I guess you can just eyeball it and kind of see where it is roughly. But we're going to find an algebraic way to find the best fit line for a scatter plot. But we're done with this question, so I'm going to leave the video here. We'll do question 2, practice quiz 4, question 2 in the next video. Okay, just leave it there.